Sorry, I forgot.
I am sick and tired of always being last on your agenda. Everything else seems to be more important to you than us.
Oh, right, more important than us. That's the old card, isn't it? That's
well, it's true.
All right. We'll go out for dinner. We'll go out tomorrow night. Pick a restaurant.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
Fine, all right? It's 8 o'clock. I'll be home by 9.
Forget it.
Gail!
Your dinner's in the oven. Don't bother waking me.
Hey, Gail, I'm home. What are you doing?
I thought I'd stay at Mum's for the week.
Come on. Don't be ridiculous. We can sort it out. Cancel it.
You can call me at Mum's.
Police launch services to BKG City Water, please. We've spotted the flames. There's a sailboard. There's something on it.
Not something. Someone.
Seriously, it wasn't set up a perimeter around here just to give the general public.
Hey, Tom,
Boys,
who called it in?
ferry driver saw some guy push the board into the water, set it alight, and ran back to a white van and speed off.
What's this about blood, Tom?
In the toilets. See what's...
Hey, Chop.
Boys,
Good day for it.
right for some.
He wouldn't have a missing ear, would he?
Yeah, as it happens, yes.
Viking funeral, missing ear. Nah, couldn't be. Couldn't be.
Hi, guys. Did I miss anything?
Not a lot.
We've got an adult male of about 30. Cause of death, clean penetrating wound between the eyes. Not a gunshot wound.
Would you buy a 5mm drill bit?
I might.
Jack, what's the story? That's just like the work of the handyman.
Georgie Baker, he's inside, isn't he?
They don't have to tell me. I was on the task force that got him. He's been in jail for 8 years. Last I heard, he was never coming out. This has got his signature all over it.
The handyman was safely tucked up in his cell last night.
Yeah, what's with this character, Jack? I mean, it was way before my time.
Georgie Baker. He was 22 years of age when we caught him. Been operating for 2 years. There were 5 victims, all Georgie's age, all big blokes. In fact, if you line them up, you'd be looking at the tight head of a rugby forward pack.
So Georgie, the big bloke, should be able to handle them?
No, little fella. Swinks had a field day with him. They reckon he was cutting them down to size.
What was his reasoning?
Oh, you reckon they deserved it?
Did he know his victims?
No, the thing was, he'd never met him. Hey, how'd you go with the cars parked at the beach?
Most of the owners turned up and driven off. We're just checking on the ones that are left.
Let's hope one of them belongs to the victim. Best chance of getting an ID.
He used to drill him right between the eyes, didn't he?
Yeah, he'd cut off one of their ears as a souvenir, right? He'd take them to the water with his van, he'd time anything that floated, and he'd set them on fire.
So what's with his van?
Oh, serial killers, they love a good van.
Georgie Baker's victims, they're all a similar age to him, weren't they?
Yeah, most of them exactly the same age. Bit of a theory behind that. Georgie Baker went to school with a big bloke called Jason Welch, right? Had a real grudge against him. Even tried to implicate him in some of the murders. The theory was that when Georgie killed, it's actually Jason Welch who was killing over and over again.
Because I was thinking, today's victim, it'd be a similar age to Georgie is now,
Yep.
wouldn't it? Yeah.
So you're telling me it's the exact MO? The sequel?
Hi, Fee.
Oh, hello, Jack. Good to see you. Oh, thanks for calling me and for clearing things with your boss.
No, that's okay.
Hello.
Oh, Rachel and Mick, this is Dr. Hall Jones. She's a psychologist at the uni.
Fiona's fine.
Okay.
Are you working with the police as a profiler or...?
Oh, no, nothing like that. I'm just here to continue my research. That's why Jack called me.
Yeah, we met when Georgie was arrested. Fiona interviewed him after the trial for her doctoral thesis.
I have a professional interest in serial killers.
Guess everyone needs a hobby.
Beats needlework.
Helen, that's a Georgie, not a George.
Oh, that's one of the things I found intriguing about him. He's more like a boy than a man. He wouldn't think he was capable of killing anyone.
Oh, he's a killer, all right. The night we got him, I was first through the door. He had just drilled victim number 5 and was about to take off the ear.
Oh, that's a nice worry, Jack.
But we know that Georgie is not responsible for the latest victim, so...
Yeah, I think we're looking at a copycat here, possibly someone who knows Georgie, or at least knows of him.
Well, I reckon we should start with Georgie, right? Because I reckon he's telling a few worries of his own in his cell. Hey, could you arrange with the prison to get us in there?
Hello, Georgie.
Do I know you? Yeah. Detective Christie. Haven't seen you since the trial. And I know Dr. Hall Jones, who's so interested in people like me. But I don't know the pretty one.
Detective Goldstein, you got a bit of a fan out there, Georgie. We found a bloke this morning, drilled between the eyes, missing ear, tied to a sailboard, set on fire, you know.
Hey, Georgie. Who have you been talking to about your methods?
Her? Just her. So I guess she must have done it.
We favour a man for this one, Georgie.
What about Jason Wilkes? Told you about him 8 years ago. You wouldn't listen. It was him then.
I know.
Maybe it's him now.
No, it's not Jason Wilkes. You and I both know that.
Have you been boasting to a cellmate? Hey? Telling him all your details, your methods?
People don't like to share cells with me. Can't think why.
What about visitors? You had any lately?
Don't get visitors anymore. Not since Mum died.
Thanks for your help, Georgie.
You're welcome. Did you smell the body burn? Did you?
How come I'm back on the front counter anyway?
Probably not unconnected to parking in the Chief Inspector's car space this morning.
For one lousy minute. He's so uptight at the moment.
Just spoken to missing persons. The owners of vehicles parked down near the beach. Was there a Lance Drew on the list?
Hang on. Yeah, Lance Drew's here.
All right, his wife's just reported him missing. I think we can stop looking for him.
You want a theory?
Oh, you know me, Fee. I love a good new theory. I love what you're doing with your hair. It's good. It's good.
You know, the more I talk to Georgie, the more I think he's a follower, not a leader. 8 years ago, Georgie could have had a controller. Someone who instructed him to kill, but never did the jobs himself. And so he was never caught.
No evidence of that.
I know, but think about it. The crimes Georgie committed never reflected his nature. But he is someone who'd be susceptible to a more dominant personality.
So what's your point?
If Georgie did have a controller, maybe that person's killing on his own now. It would explain why the exact MO has shown up.
No, I reckon it's a copycat, right? I reckon someone studied everything that Georgie ever did. That's it.
But today's killing was so precise. You could read everything about Georgie Baker and still not get it right.
Look, if there'd been a controller, right, this controller you talk about, I would have found out about it 8 years ago. I wouldn't have missed it.
I'm not accusing you of sloppy detective work. You caught Georgie red-handed. I just think the controller theory makes a lot of sense.
If you're right, and I missed something, and he's coming again...
You're not responsible for today's victim, Jack.
Did you get a positive ID on the victim yet?
There seems to be no doubt that it's Lance Drew.
Right, what do we know about him?
His birthday was next month, and he's a sales rep.
And his wife, she saw him when?
Oh, they were at a bar, they were drinking, he got pretty drunk, then he got abusive. She got upset, so she went to the ladies, and when she got back, he was gone and so was the car.
It's not many, I don't know.
Oh, I've got a theory.
Oh, that's right. Jack told me about this as a controller theory. Right, you got any idea who that might be?
Oh, well, it's a bit tricky because the controller should be someone that's close to Georgie, and as we know, he's got no friends.
Well, he's got no workmates or anything like that?
The only person he ever mentions from his past was someone he went to school with, Jason Wilkes.
Right, you think he's a controller?
No, there's no way he's... No, couldn't be. I mean, he's squeaky clean. He used to be a law student, and now he could be a barrister now.
Ted Bundy was a law student.
Exactly, Jack. There you go.
Well, OK, I mean, check him out again, but he's clean, there's no doubt about it.
Right, you want to stake your family jewels on that, do you, Jack?
The family jewels?
Yeah, I know it's not a high wager, but, you know, somewhere to start.
I don't know about the family jewels now. I go green drink, I don't know about the family jewels. Take it up.
I hope this won't take long. I've got a meeting in half an hour.
Yeah, I'll keep it brief, Mr. Wilkes. Someone surfaced using the handyman's MO, and we'd like to check on your whereabouts last night.
In here. I don't believe this. You harassed me about this 8 years ago. Constantly, days on end.
Did I? Well, it's been suggested I wasn't thorough enough.
Well, you were thorough, believe me.
So we're just clearing up where you were last night, Mr. Wilkes.
I was here at home with my wife. We've just had our first child. And if in checking my alibi you cause her any distress, I will sue.
I will be diplomatic.
One can but hope.
I'd like to ask you some more questions about Georgie Baker.
I told you everything I knew about him 8 years ago.
Oh, refresh my memory.
Look, all I did is go to school with a little nutcase. I didn't exactly mix with him.
Oh, so how can you explain that he remembers you?
As school captain, I had to deal with him on a few occasions. He was the sort of kid who'd skip out on sports days. No school spirit. A slacker. Apart from reporting him, kicking his ass a few times, I scarcely knew him.
Oh, he's up himself, that bloke.
What, did he ruffle your feathers, did he?
Oh, guys like him used to go to my school. With that King Dick. Standing over all the weaker kids.
Not you, but Mick.
No, I used to stand up to him.
Yes.
Take up the scars to prove it too, Jack.
You reckon he could be Georgie Baker's controller?
But his wife just verified his alibi. Hey, Jack, you were adamant that he was clean. You even staked your family jewels on it.
That's just a thought.
It's, really very interesting. Actually, being involved in a case like this. Before the perpetrator is identified in court, I mean.
Yeah?
Well, after reading the files on so many.
I don't know why you would, you know, if you don't have to.
Guess I've always been interested in the extremes of human behaviour.
Yeah, but that could be anything. I mean, you know, well, stamp collecting, right? You know, spending your whole life collecting little bits of paper that other people have leaked. I mean, that's extreme human behaviour, right? Hey, how was Mr. Wilkes?
Oh, just as I remembered, you know, squeak, squeak.
What is it?
What do you got there, Jack?
Yeah, well, there were no clear prints on the envelope or the note. We've sent the drill bit and the ear down to forensics to see if the blood belongs to Lance Drew.
All right, so whoever sent it must have known that Jack was Georgie's arresting officer.
Oh, that's hardly surprising. I mean, his name was in every paper at the time.
Yeah, but he's been singled out. I mean, that's the point.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah, what's up?
Look, I just spoke to the jail. Georgie Baker had a visitor. Gave his name as Lance Drew and he had a driver's licence to prove it. Jack, don't be going anywhere. Look, when the visitor left, Georgie went back to his cell and tried to hang himself. He's in a coma.
Oh, how'd you go?
I got a description of Georgie's visitor from the water. Caucasian male, medium build, medium height, short brown hair, about 30 years old.
Ah, same age as Georgie, same age as the victim.
Did anyone hear what they were talking about?
No, they didn't. But the water noted that when Georgie's visitor left, he was unusually quiet.
Right, any prints?
No, nothing at all. I mean, he was very careful there also.
Yeah, and disturbing, right? He visits Georgie, Georgie attempts suicide. I mean, what's the go there?
I think it was Georgie's controller. He no longer needed him, so he ordered him to suicide.
Oh, do you think that's possible?
Yeah. Georgie Baker was a very weak individual. A stronger person could convince him anything was a good idea.
What are you telling me? Someone can exert that much power?
Sure. Well, there are reasons. They're usually older, more intelligent, more threatening. Sometimes there's a sexual link.
So they were lovers?
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying it's feasible that Georgie Baker could be convinced to take his own life.
I think we have to talk to this Jason Wilkes again.
No, Jack, from the water's description sounds nothing like Jason Wilkes.
I'm aware of that, but if we go along with this controller thing, right, they must have known each other for years. And I think Wilkes is the only link to Georgie's past.
You want my help?
Look, somebody's been murdered, Mr. Wilkes. It could happen again, and we'd like to prevent that.
What am I supposed to do about it?
We'd like to find out about Georgie's friendships, you know, and people his own age. Anything that you can think of that might be a help.
We've been through all this before, Mr. Christie. Georgie Baker didn't have any friends.
Come on, somebody must have at least communicated with him.
I wouldn't know.
Something from school. Anything that might jog your memory.
I've got a yearbook here.
I'm getting another cup of coffee. Do you want one?
Yeah, black with one. Thanks very much.
You don't think I should be here, do you?
Look, it's not that you're here. It's just, it's how you got to be here, okay? Because Jack didn't tell me. He didn't tell Mick. Obviously, he just rang up and, well, here you are, you know?
So your problems with Jack?
Oh, I've got a few problems with Jack, I can tell you.
Anyone there?
No. There's your mate Georgie, though. Lofty day.
Who's this other guy?
Oh, yeah, I remember him. Kicked his ass as well.
Why?
Hey. He attacked a guy with a cricket stump. He was forced to leave the school.
Why'd he do that?
Claimed he was being picked on.
Do you remember his name?
Leon something. James, that's it. Leon James.
Leon James, yeah?
Yeah, well, still, we're only guessing.
Yeah, but just say for the moment he is a controller, right? Why was he quiet the last 8 years?
I don't know, he could have been in jail, interstate, overseas.
OK, well, let's do the usual checks, see if he's got a current driver's licence, habitation checks and previous addresses.
OK,
blah,
OK,
blah,
I'll
blah,
run him
blah.
through cops now, but the rest is going to have to wait till tomorrow morning when normal people are back at work.
What's the time?
Late.
Oh, good. I'll just make it.
What, you got a date?
Oh, just meeting some mates from the site department.
Oh, I'll walk you out.
Okay, great. My door. Toodles. Bye.
Oh, you missed your moment there, mate. Riley came straight in. He's whooping it up with the site department as we speak. They're parties, mate.
You know, if I didn't know you better, I'd say you were jealous.
I'm not jealous, but I tell you one thing, right? I tell you one thing. Next time you want to invite your lady friends into this office, okay? You ask me and you ask Mick. All right? It's not your living room. This is an office, and it's crowded enough as it is, okay?
What are you talking about? Not my living room. You know why I invited her? Because I think she understands this case probably as well as I do, and I think her input's been very useful. That's what I think, yeah.
Input.
Yes,
right.
input.
Christ, you got to see this thing. Look!
Cease was wearing a nylon anorak, which is fused to the skin, so that'll need debriding.
You know, he set this bloke on fire and he pointed the boat straight at the Water Police headquarters. I'm beginning to take this personally, Chopper, so, you know, give us the best you can.
Yeah, does it include a clean penetrating wound between the eyes? Done with a drill.
All the ears there?
One ear's missing and there's a cut on the skull, sort of roughly where you'd expect to find it.
What do you got? Credit card, Sentinel medallion.
Yeah, Jack, give it here. I'll ring the company in the morning. Get a name and address of the owner. Look, perhaps you'd like to call me back at the Sydney Water Police and ask for Detective Michael Riley. Thank you very much.
Leon James, that's Georgie and Jason's old school pal.
Yeah?
He's just served 8 years in a Queensland jail for manslaughter.
Oh, manslaughter's not the same MO as a handyman.
No, a brawl in an outback pub, apparently. He walked in, he tripped over a dog, he started beating it to death, as you do. And the owner intervenes, and Leon hits him with a glass. Unlucky, severs his jugular. Anyway, he was a model prisoner, got out a month ago.
Thank you. Hello, Detective Michael Riley. Thank you very much. Helen. The dead man's keys, they belong to Darren Miles.
Darren Miles, OK.
Hey, is anyone at the house?
Oh, his partner.
What's she going to see him looking like this?
No, it's a male.
Okay. As long as we get the ID, I don't care who does this.
Oh, well, he's going to see him like this, then. Is this Darren Miles?
How can anyone tell?
Please, Mr. Williams.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You don't seem very upset.
Mixed feelings, Detective. Mixed feelings. Look, I need a bathroom.
You've been assaulted recently.
Darren and I. It's an abusive relationship, okay? You know, when you came over this morning, I was trying to find the courage to just pack my bags and leave.
When did he last assault you?
I was at the marina last night. You know, I was supposed to go out fishing with him. He starts slapping me around in front of people. I thought, I've had it with this. I had it with you. I'm out of here, so I left. You know, I get to the end of the jetty. And he's chatting up to some other bloke.
So the guy who's trying to pick up, can you describe him for me?
Pretty average looking. Well, I thought so. Brown hair, blue shirt.
Look, Mr. Williams, I know it's a difficult time to be asking you to do this, but I'd like you to come down the station and take a look at a few photos for me. Just for identification purposes.
Okay. Nothing looks familiar. Look, I only glimpsed him.
Oh, come on, Mr. Williams, let's keep looking. Please? You just never know.
No. Wait. Yeah, it could be him.
Could be?
Yeah. Got a blue shirt on him, and that's him.
You're definite?
Definite.
Thank you very much, Mr. Williams.
Nan, it's Jeff. Look, I was wondering if I could speak to... I'd like to speak to Gail. No, at this point, I don't wish to speak to the children. I wish to speak to my wife. Oh, come on, Nan. Please.
So the car you...
Don't you know how to knock... Sorry, Nan, not you. No, I was... Somebody just came into my office without knocking.
I did knock, sir.
Can I call you back? Yep, OK, in a sec. The protocol for entering my office, Johnson, goes like this. You knock. If you hear me say in, you enter. Otherwise, you don't. Just give me the file. Give me the file, Johnson, and get out. Hawker. Look, would you mind telling your mother that I have every right to speak to my wife?
Well, the first victim abused his wife at a bar, the second victim smacked his lover around at a marina, then minutes later Leon James was seen speaking to him.
Right, so that's how he chooses his victims, this Leon James. He sees a bully, decides they've got to die, right?
Yeah, well, it's on record that Leon James was expelled from school for attacking someone who bullied him.
And Jason Wilkes, he openly admitted to kicking both Leon and Georgie's ass when they were at school, so they must have viewed him as like young bully number one.
Oh, this is crap, isn't it? I mean, you know, he gets bullied at school and he turns into a serial killer.
Look, I spoke to a prison psychologist who dealt with Leon James. He describes a very controlled individual, not at all like a barroom brawler. Once he was in the prison system, he fitted, disappeared almost. Well, his life's work was on the outside. He was desperate to get back to it. Now he's out, he's extremely active. He's smart, but he's taking risks. He's flaunting himself, especially to you.
And I didn't even know the bastard existed. I'll tell you what. We're going to find this bloke.
Yeah, we'll just cruise around Rose Bay, huh?
Nemesis, how's it looking for the VIPs tomorrow?
Like a new pin, sir.
Good, good, good. You could learn something from their attitudes, Johnson. What is this? I tell you what it is, it's a pigsty. When you sit in that seat, Johnson, you are the public face of this police station. You understand that?
So it's my job to clean up things
This is
now,
not a debate, Johnson. It's not a debate. Get your act together.
Courier delivery for Detective Sergeant Christie. Someone's in the bad books?
Wrong, he just hates me today. No, Leon's only been out a month, so it's too early for the electoral roll. Not that he'd be on one anyway. There's no phone connection and no record of a driver's licence renewal.
Excuse me, Courier just brought this for you.
I'm having trouble with this one.
How long ago?
That's him. That's the courier. He just...
Go!
The courier! He's over there!
Come on!
He's in the van!
You okay?
What the hell's going on?
That's the killer.
We're in pursuit of a white Holland panel van, AMC 308.
Go right here, I know this area.
Watch out. Don't relax on this. Don't relax. Don't relax at all.
Leon James!
Lost him.
He called me a bully.
Sorry?
Well, I leapt out of the way of the car, and he called me a bully.
Well, why would he call you a bully?
When the suspect entered the station, he observed the inspector reprimanding me.
You okay, Jeff?
Oh, well, you know.
He's a slippery bugger. There's cops all over the place. There's no trace of him.
Well, at least he knows we're after him now, Jeff.
Well, that mightn't be such a good thing. Now he's got nothing to lose. He'll probably try for one more kill before he's caught.
One last kill, eh? If he thinks that, then I reckon he'll make it a big one.
Jason Wilkes.
Water Police 200, this is BKG Sydney Water Police.
200 by.
Yeah, Jack, I finally got through to the Wilkes' house. I've spoken to his wife.
Yeah, where is he now?
He's doing some work on his yacht, which is moored at...
Woolwich Marina. Jack, he's got a mobile with him.
Okay, can you give me that number?
Hello?
Oh, yes, Detective Christie here. Could I speak to Mr. Wilkes?
Hello, Jack. Nice to talk at last.
Who is this?
Guess.
Could you put Jason Wilkes on the line, please?
And I'm sure he'd like to talk to you too, Jack, but, he can't.
Who is this, please?
It's Leon James, Jack.
Where are you, Leon? I'd like to talk.
Hello, Helen. It's Mick. Leon James has Jason Wilkes' mobile. Jack's on the phone to him at the moment. Can you get the phone company to try and give us an approximate position?
Leon, can you put Jason Wilkes on the line? His wife is worried. She has a new baby.
Oh, and I look forward to meeting them in the very near future, Jack.
Look, can you put Jason Wilkes on the line, please?
Oh, Jack. Gee, Jason can't come to the phone right now, Jack. He's, all tied up.
VKG Sydney Water Police, Water Police 200 Police Lodge, Nemesis and Harpy. The mobile phone being used by the offender is still switched on and is situated in the Cremorne Point cell.
Polly's got a chopper up. We'll advise. Water Police 200 will need Nemesis to grab us on their way.
Okay, copy that. Police Launch Nemesis, move to the original position to meet car 200.
Police Launch Nemesis, copy.
Police Launch Harvey, proceed to Cremorne Point. Await further instructions.
Yeah, copy that. Come on, point, Andy!
Let's go. Okay, let's go, Tommy.
Standing by for VKG Sydney Water Police.
Go ahead, Polly 3.
Have spotted the target vessel heading east from Cremorne Point. 2 men aboard. One appears to be tied up.
Is he alive?
Can't tell. What's your ETA for location? Nemesis and Harvey, ETA 5 minutes.
Sydney Water Police. Sergeant Blakemore here.
This is Leon James. I want to speak to the boss.
Yeah, hold on. Jeff, it's Leon James who wants to speak to you.
Chief Inspector Hawker, Mr. James. I believe we met earlier.
Hello, Chief Inspector. There's a helicopter buzzing around. Do I take that as an unfriendly act?
Yeah, well, you must understand that we are concerned about Mr. Wilkes' well-being.
Jeez, I wouldn't be. He's the sort of person who beats up little kids. Are you, Jason?
Sort of person who picks up little children until they bleed.
Not yet, so I'll do you now. Here you go. He's nodding, Chief Inspector. He's admitting his fault. Now, can you put Christie on the line, please?
Well, he's not here at the moment, Mr. James. What can I do for you?
Are you stupid? I want Christie. He took Georgie away from me. Georgie was my friend, and then Christie came along and spoiled everything. Now, you give me his number. I want him to hear Jason Wilkes die like he should have died 8 years ago.
It's all right, Mr. James. If you just hold on for a minute, then I will find him. Get Jack on the radio.
VKG Sydney Water Police to Police Lodge Nemesis. In a moment, your phone's going to ring. It'll be Leon James wanting you to hear Jason Wilkes die.
Yeah, copy that. Okay, full board, copy! about Jack Christie?
Jack? Hey. I've taken Jason's gag off and now I'm going to take off his ear. Listen carefully because this is your fault.
Please don't do this. I'm sorry for anything I might have done.
Might have? We might have done.
I'm sorry for anything I did.
So am I, mate. And I'm man enough to admit it. And I'm just glad I can tell you this while you still have an ear to hear me with.
Jack, you might be armed.
Yeah, no. I don't know what's happening. I'm going to talk to him, okay? No gunplay in this. I'm just going to try and talk to him.
Jack, it's not going to do good. What of his arm? Got another ear for you, Jack. That's it. Come and get it.
Come aboard.
You're more than welcome, Jack. All employees welcome on here, mate.
It's the door open.
Got to be in, Jack.
Hey!
Just
It's all right.
Christie.
He's not coming. Okay, he's not coming. Okay, take it away, Tommy. Okay, mate. It's all right.
Come on, Jack. Come and get me. I surrender.
Come on, mate. Just pull the drill down, mate. Let's just put it down. It's not a fancy what you did. Come on, mate. Let's drop it. Just talk, okay? Come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm going to belt you. If you don't put the drill down, I'll belt you.
Georgie, you took him away from me. He was my friend. And you took him away.
You're the one that you told him to kill himself.
Only because you took him away from me. He wasn't mine anymore.
Put it down.
I'm sorry Leon's dead in a way.
Really?
Yeah, I'd like to have interviewed him.
I'm glad we didn't.
All that paperwork, eh, Mick?
That's right, Rach.
Surely the more we know about people like him, the better.
You know, sometimes I think people like this, just inexplicable.
Well, exactly. You know, there was a time, not so long ago, when we didn't know why diseases kill people.
Look, diseases, they're a different thing, right? There's a living organism that's trying to survive. You know, people like Leon James, people like that. Sometimes, just evil, I reckon.
You believe in evil, Rach?
Yeah, I think I do, you know, a job like this. Yeah, I do. What about you?
I'm not sure.
Johnson.
Sir?
Look, I'm not really a bully, am I?
You're brutal, sir.
Well, I apologise. I've been under a lot of pressure lately. It hasn't been easy.
I was joking. I was joking.
Oh. Well, in that case, don't joke in departmental time.
Sir?
I'm off duty. I'm allowed to joke.
There's no such thing as off duty. Not on the good ship Bounty.
Come to the pub?
No, I'm just going to go home, you know. I'm feeling a bit knackered.
Ah, come on. Everyone's going to be there. Fiona will be there.
Ooh.
Hey.
No, I just don't want to put up with all the rah-rah.
Oh, look, come on. Everyone wants to buy you a drink, all right? You're the man of the moment. You saved that guy's life.
Yeah, and I lost 2 others. You know, Leon James, he was always there. Rach, you know, 8 years ago, when I locked up Georgie Baker, he was there, right? And I missed it.
Right, yeah, right. You're right, you know. You are responsible. All those murders, all your fault. I don't know how you're going to get to heaven. You know that blood on your hands?
I'll come to the pub if you shut
Oh,
up.
I don't know if I want one from you now. I'm a bit nervous going out and drink with you, eh?
I'll buy you a green drink.